Students, our next chapter name is natural resource. Observe and think about the picture given, figure 8.1, and answer the following questions. What do you see in this picture? In this picture there are some pictures of the animals, fruits, flowers. Then how many of these animal or plant do you know? यातले किती animals and plants you know? Which these things have see in reality? How yours used these things or seen them being used? Which opportunities to some this fulfillment? What probables use of unused thing you can? Here given the find more information about things you could not identify. That means here given the some plants and some things seen or animals, plants. Here given the pictures. Geographical explanation. We see many things on the earth. Some of these quite familiar to us, however do not necessary to all of them. We have learned to use some of things that are available in nature. For example, water. The natural things that man uses is called as the natural resources. Man fulfills his needs using the natural resources. Air, water, soil, land, minerals, plant and animals are all the natural resources. Most of the natural resources are limited in nature, therefore they are invaluables. That means natural resources, the resource which get from the nature, this is also known as the natural resources. Familiars means too close to each other. We see many things on the earth. That means in our earth different things, some of these quite familiar. That means some of these quite close to us. That means you know very well about this source, however we do not necessarily use all of them. That means the everything use is necessary. Everything is not use of necessary for us. We have learned to use some things that are available in nature. That means in the some things are available in nature and this used for us. And for example, here given water, the natural things that man uses are called as the natural resources. That means the definition of natural resources, the natural things that man use, this is called as the natural resources. Man fulfills his needs using these natural resources. That means the man's fulfill his needs with the help of the natural resource. Air, water, soil, land, minerals, plants, animals are the natural resources. That means here the air, water, soil, minerals, plants and animals, these are the natural resources. Most of the natural resources are limited in nature, therefore they are invaluable. One of these air is such a resource that is available in plenty. This resource never depletes, however its quality can change. We need air the various purposes, right from the breathing of burn. Plenty means spread, plenty means आपण म्हणतो की नाही more, or then depletes means to use, to spend. That means the air is such a resource that is available in plenty. That means air ही कशी आहे, आपल्याला इझिली अवेलेबल होणारा काय आहे, रिसोर्स आहे. दिस रिसोर्स नेवर डिप्लेट. दॅट मीन्स this resource is never spent, however its quality can be changed. The quality of the air is changed, but these are available in nature every and any time. We need air for various purposes, right from the breathing or burning. That means what is the use of air? The air used for the different purposes as like breathings and burnings. In your science subject here given the experiment of candles, This is related to the air. Figure 8.2 and 8.13 give us the idea. 8.13 give us the ideas about how to use some natural resource. That means here given the some pictures, here given agricultural fishings, then collecting of honeys, then here given the drawings of water, and here given the gathering of woods, and then here given the minings, here given the machines at work, and the extraction of salt, and last on collection of rubber latex, and here given the gathering of resin from the trees. One activity based on this picture, but here given the I tell you the explanation of this. In some of the figures, man is shown doing different task. Each of the task is related to some resource. Let's consider to each of this resource. That means in this picture there were given the some task, and some task, different task, each of task is related to some resource. That means these tasks are the related to this resource. In figure 8.2, man in sea ploughing in lands. The farmer ploughs the soil layer and makes the land cultivated. म्हणजेच आपण तो काय करताना दिसत आहे, प्लॉग करताना, नांगरताना दिसत आहे. Then in these cultivable lands he grows various crops and fulfill his own other needs for food. For this purpose he uses the soil that is naturally available on land as a resource. That means in this first picture, the in the agricultural pictures, in this picture the man is seen flogging the lands and farmer plow the soils layer and makes the land cultivated. आणि तो माणूस काय करत आहे, प्लॉग करून काय करत आहे, लँड कल्टिवेट करत आहे. आणि त्यापासून इन दिस कल्टिवेटेड लँड द ग्रो व्हेरियस क्रॉप्स अँड फुलफिल हिज ओन अँड अदर नीड्स ऑफ फूड्स. त्यांना ते जमीन कल्टिवेट केल्यानंतर काय होतं, त्याच्यामधून त्याची काय होतं, फूडची, त्याची आणि अदर पीपलची फूडची काय होते, ही काय म्हणतो आपण, फूडची जी काय नीड्स आहे ती काय होते, कंप्लीट होते. फॉर दिस पर्पज ही युजेस सॉइल. For this purposes the man use the soil layer. That means soil that is the naturally available on the land resource. That means the soil is the resource, natural resource, and soil used all over the world, and therefore soil is a very important resource for agriculture. That means soil is the very important resource for the agriculture. You understand? First natural resource is the soil, and this is the naturally soil is a very important resource for agriculture. Because of this, soil formation mainly depend on the original rocks, climate, organic components, slope of the land, and times. According to type of rocks, the climate in different region, different type of soil are formed. A long period they required for the formation of mature soils, as it is very slow process. A period about the 1000 year may be required for the development of 2.5 cm thick layer of soil. That means the in this soil is the so important, very important natural resource for the agriculture. And soil formation is mainly dependent upon the, म्हणजे सॉइल फॉर्मेशन होणं ही कशावरती डिपेंडेंट आहे, रॉक्स, क्लायमेट, ऑर्गॅनिक कंपोनंट, स्लोप ऑफ द लँड अँड टाइम. ते कशावरती डिपेंडेंट आहे, त्या घटकांवरती डिपेंड. अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस टाइप रॉक्स अँड क्लायमेट इज डिफरंट रिजन, different type of soil are from the. That means according to the type of rocks and climates, the different region form the different type of soil. A long period required for the formation of mature soil. Mature soil हे होण्यासाठी लॉंग पिरियड लागतो. तो पिरियड किती आहे, 1000 इयर आहे. आणि तो 1000 इयर मध्ये किती लेयर्स डेव्हलपमेंट करते, 2.5 सेंटीमीटर थिक लेयर ऑफ सॉइल. म्हणजे सॉइलची 2.5 लेयर काय करते, ती फॉर्मेशन करते. देन फिगर 8.3 and 8.5. 8.3 and 8.5 show man catching fish, and another drawing water from the well. In this picture, man is seen using natural resource water for the fulfillment his needs. That means in 8.3 to 8.3 and 8.5. In this picture, the man who is the first picture, the man catching fish. Hmm? And picture number 8.5, the man who is drawing water from the well. These two pictures, the man used water for the fulfilling his needs. That means the second important natural resource is the water. Right from the time we get in for morning, we keep on using water till we go to bed at night. That means in our daily life we are use the water. This show how important water is a natural resource. That means water is a so important natural source. The entire living world depend on the resource. That means whole world are dependent on this resource. Which resource? The water. See, See figure 8.9, it is show how we are obtained salt from the sea water. We make use of salt in our daily day-to-day life. That means in our daily life salt is a very important, and from the sea waters, the salt is obtained from the sea water. We make use salt in our daily day-to-day life. That means um, in every eat we use the salt. Here given the one pictures. Total water on the earth 100%, usable water on the earth 3%, water available on the earth use of 0.03%. Water is available huge quantities on earth. On these large quantity is salty. Only some quantity of the total water is usable. A very meager quantity 0.003% of water is available for use. However, even his much water is sufficient for all of us. Figure 8.6 shows some individuals collection wood from the forest. That means 8.6 in this picture, the man who was collecting or the women who was collecting wood from the forest, and similarly some peoples are show collecting different items in the forest like honey, resins, rubbers, latex in figure 8.11. That means in this picture as like the 8.6, the women who was collecting wood, as like the other pictures. Some people are shown collecting different items from the forest like honey figure 8.4, resins 8.10, and rubbers latex figure 8.11. In order to fulfill our needs, we collect various products from the plant in nature. That means based on our needs, we collecting the various products from the forest. There are various plant and land surface. Plants are broadly classified. Grass, that means there are variation of the plants land surface. The plants are broadly distributed in the following parts. First is the grass, herbs, shrubs, and the trees. That means these plants are divided into grass, gavat, herbs, shrubs, and the trees. Man has successfully experimented with some grasses to obtain food grains. That means the man is successfully experimented with the some grasses to obtain food grains. म्हणजे माणूस काय झालेला इझिली सक्सेसफुल झालेला आहे कशा पद्धतीनं ग्रासेस obtained फ्रॉम द ग्रेन्स. आपलं ग्रेन्स म्हणजे तो फूड्स और धान्य आपण म्हणतो की नाही. द हेल्पड हिम अवॉइड पेनफुल वॉन्डरिंग टू गॅदरिंग फूड, म्हणजे जे काही पूर्वीच्या काळामध्ये लोक जे वॉन्डरिंग करत होते फूडसाठी ते काय केलं स्टॉप झालेलं आहे. ही बिगॅन्स टू लिव्ह सेटल्ड लाईफ. द बेसिन्स ऑफ द हँग्स हे सिंधू, इंदोस, नाईल, Euphrates are some are the where such settlement flourished in the past. That means in the basin of the Yangtze, in the Sindhu, Indus, Nile, and Euphrates are some are where such settlement flourished in the past. You have studied this in standard V, and here given the we have obtained a product like wood, rubber, resin, fruits, medicinal plants, etc. from the forest. If we are consider the region from the equator to the pole as per temperature zone, we find the following types of the natural vegetations. That means we obtained many product from the forest. That means the rubber, resins, fruits, medicinal plants, and other product based on the temperature zones. we, we finds the following types of the natural vegetation, which are the different type of the natural vegetation here given the diagram, which is the types. The equatorial green forest, that means here given equatorial green forest, deciduous forest, then tropical grassland, thorny shrub, temperate grassland, mixed forest, broad-leaved forest, coniferous forest, and tundra region. That means here given the different uh, natural regions. Many animals make these forests their habitats. That means many animals use of this for their habits. Animals who prey on the plant eating animals also live in the forest. That means the animal who prey on the plant eating animals also live in the forest. That means ते प्लांट्स वरती डिपेंड असणारे ॲनिमल्स सुद्धा काय करतात तिथं राहतात. दस मेनी ऑफ फूड्स चेन डेव्हलप्ड इन द फॉरेस्ट. दॅट मीन्स द food chains. Food chains, that means the different food chains. The many food chains developed in this forest region. Forest or grassland are the habits of many animals. That means the grassland and forest are the main habits of the some animals. It is basically due to plant that we get animals as a natural resource. That means animals as a natural resource. Plants also grow in water. That means the plants also grow in water. You understand? First is air is a natural resource. Second is the water is a natural resource. Third is the animal is the also natural resource. Then also grow in water. It is very likely that the future we shall have depend on aquatic plant for the fulfilling needs of growing human population. That means the human which is the we shall have depend on aquatic plant for fulfillment of need of the growing human population. That means some aquatic plants which is doing the fulfillment of the need of the humans, which needs the growing human population. In figure 8.17 marine vegetations. Then show an ash carrying a load. Man makes use of animal for the variety of reason. Horse, oxen, camel, asses, etc. are the animals employed for the flogging, riding, transporting goods, etc. That means the figure 8.13. Figure 8.13 showed the carrying the load. The ashes means आपण donkey म्हणतो की नाही. That means the animals which is the horse, oxen, camel, asses are the animals employed The use of these animals is for ploughing, riding, transporting. The goats, cows, buffaloes are used for the milk animal. That means from the goats we get milk, meat, eggs, bones, powder, hide, etc. are the other product we get from the animals. म्हणजे ह्या animals पासून आपल्याला मिल्क मिळतं किंवा मीट, eggs, bones, powder and hides etc. are other products we get from the animals. Then 8.7, the shore rocks is being loaded into the truck from the mining areas. That means in this 8.7, the loaded truck, that means rocks is loading into truck from the mining areas. We have seen earlier that rocks is a mixture of minerals. That means this is the mixture of the minerals or inorganic substance that from the naturally occurring chemical process. That means this is the naturally occurring. We get different metals and chemicals from the minerals. Some chemicals are used in preparing different medicine. That means we get different metal and chemical from the minerals, and with help of these chemicals we preparing the different medicines. Minerals are generally classified as metallic and non-metallic minerals. That means this minerals is divided into two parts. This is the metallic and non-metallic minerals. Metallic minerals are used obtaining a different metal such as iron, bauxite, etc. That means we get from the minerals different metals such iron, bauxite, etc. And non-metallic minerals are used obtaining various chemical like gypsum rocks, salt and calcite, etc. In all the figures except for the fishing, all these activity obtained a natural resource are being carried out of the land. The means that land is also natural resources. Living that we born land grows, live and die on itself. Land is an invaluable resource. That is the why sold abroad obtain land at the strategic location, using it for the construction as well as trade are some other uses of the resources. Depending on the characteristics like physiography, soil, climate, minerals and availability of water in different region of the world, land used for the various purpose. That means it depend on the characteristics, physiography, soil, climate, minerals and availability of water. Different region of the world, land use of land is a different purposes. The proportion of land on earth is 29%, 29.20%. How many areas of land is proportion of the land on 29.20%. Depending on characteristics of land, climate, various living things are found on the land in different proportions. The distribution of this living organism, included human, is not uniform. All living things try to adopt these various geographical conditions like rocky terrains, steep slope, flat plains and mountain regions, forest caved areas, river basins, etc. Man alone attempt make the change in the prevailing condition to the suit of needs. Every living thing makes use of natural resource according to its need. That means every living thing use of these natural resources. However, man started using many of these resources for himself alone with the help of intellectual power. Later, the increase of population and greed of human leads exploitative use of resource. Exploitative means more. This begins to expect a balance in nature. This means it is necessary that man also must use of this natural resource only according to his needs and the judicious manner. Thank you.